stop looking for your soul purpose, don't go about it that way. Let me tell you, I spent a good amount of time looking for my soul purpose when really what I needed to focus on was finding me, healing me, loving me, figuring out who I was beyond childhood and past trauma, and really stepping into my true self. You have been programmed through this society at every single angle to be a certain type of person. Who you really are is untouchable and lives underneath that. It lives underneath those stories, those beliefs, those woundings that were given to you by people who were living in a distorted reality. Your parents, what they taught you about yourself, what they showed you was a distorted form of love and taught you to not believe in yourself, to not love yourself, to be in self-sabotaging patterns. But the truth is, you're not any of that. And your true self, your true purpose is in here. Your true purpose is an extension of who you really are. I want to talk about this. I'm going to share some stories and really help you connect to yourself in this video. And I wish I would have found this video 10 years ago. I started this 10 years ago. I know that I look young. I started my purpose young. I've been in practice working people heal from traumas and limiting beliefs, childhood wounds, for 5 years. I've worked with 3,500 people at this point, one-on-one, to really release things that are keeping them stuck, that are feeling heavy for them on a subconscious level. And the way that I do that is through private coaching. And in that private coaching, we do things like hypnotherapy, parts work, energy healing, coaching. I'm able to see energies so I can connect to your highest self and really see where you need to change in your life and what the necessary steps would be for you to get through that. So if you're interested, this calls to you, you can message my business phone number below. Tell me a little bit about your situation. What are you moving through? What do you need help with? And then we'll have a no pressure chat to see if this coaching could work for you. You could also read my website and testimonials below to see more about how I've transformed people's lives. I also have a $44 trauma and inner child and subconscious healing course that guides you through a subconscious healing practice and teaches you how to identify and begin releasing old wounds, patterns, and blocks. It's really, really powerful. It's worth a lot more than $44, but I recommend starting there if you are not sure if you want to do one-on-one or if you want to get a taste of my work and still have a powerful transformation right when you get into it. That'll be linked below as well. All right, so let's get into it. I wrote notes for you because, hey, this is important. Your purpose is a byproduct of finding yourself. To find yourself, you must heal yourself. To love yourself, you must heal yourself. Self-love is a byproduct of healing yourself. You know how they say, oh, we go to the top of the mountain to find who you are. Finding who you are is literally right here. Finding what you want is all here. You are a sovereign, powerful being who has your own divine blueprint. So no, you don't need to go out there and search. You don't. What you need to do is tune into what you already have, okay? When you strip back layer by layer by layer of what I call the false self, right? The anger you never processed, the resentment, the sadness, not feeling good enough. These things are passed on from your parents because your lineage has been through hard times for many generations. So you popped out as the product of your parents' subconscious mind. And it doesn't help that you grew up in a school that made you feel, you had to go down a certain path. But the thing is, what you're searching for is here. Your true path will emerge naturally, but it requires, for you to get to this purpose, it requires a new version of you. It requires a higher vibrational version of you. That is what your purpose requires. How are you going to get to that higher vibrational version of yourself? Through healing your false self, through unlearning, through deprogramming yourself. clearly do you hear your soul? How deeply do you nurture your inner voice? Do you feel comfortable alone? Are you doing what you know you need to do, creating the boundaries, creating the structures, investing your time and energy in the actions that are required to be a better version of yourself? Are you doing that? How closely do you hear your inner child? Is he or she looking for love? Because that is your gateway. Focusing on healing the inner child and giving he or she love and meeting those needs builds this relationship of self-love and self-trust where you can believe in yourself, where you can see beyond who and where you've been, who you've been and where you've been. That's the key. So instead of looking out there for your purpose, focus on in here. Connect to your deeper wounds. Listen, feel them, validate them. How do we do this? Well, first, I want to tell you a little story, okay, about myself. I started this path when I was 19 years old, okay? I left college to find myself. I did not know who I was, but I had a deeper calling. So then I invested all of my time into finding and healing myself. I spent 3 years isolated in Los Angeles and San Francisco, across the country from my family, and really just focusing inwards on healing my past traumas and like things like self-sabotage or people-pleasing or self-hate or not feeling good enough, abandonment, all of these things, I focused in on healing them. And I was so focused on finding my purpose that I tried to skip this process, but I couldn't skip this process because that was part of my purpose. Why? Because it's why I make videos. It's how I've been able to work with 3,500 people now. Because I have a story to share. I have tools to share. I lived through it. It was a rites of passage for me. If I could go back and tell my old self what to do, it would be to drop into your healing process and only focus on inner child healing. To figure out tools and strategies that really are powerful to heal and reprogram yourself, and then purpose will come to you. And that is exactly why I created my coaching business. I can teach you exactly how to do this for yourself, to strip back these layers, to really come into who you are and release your past traumas and limiting beliefs. This is also why I created that $44 trauma and subconscious healing course so that you can start healing yourself right now. All of my teachings are absolutely no BS because I know that you do not have time to waste. You need to become who you are now as quickly as possible. But I will say it takes time and dedication. You have to do the deeper deprogramming. You have to deprogram yourself. Because your true self is love. Anything that is not love is not who you are. And every time you work with the subconscious, every time you heal the inner child, your true self emerges through love. That is the key. That is the absolute key, I promise you. You already know who you are, okay? God will lead you to where you're meant to go. But you first have to take the right step. Take the first right step. What is the first right step? Focusing all of your attention inwards and getting really clear about what takes you out of your center. You've got to get right with your soul. Distance yourself from your family if you need to. This is your life. You're not going to get it all overnight, but you need to do this. Once you become confident, you release your past enough to where you hear yourself, you freed yourself, you really got that, then purpose will come. And I promise and guarantee it because I work with people all the time and I see it every single day. Plus, I had that experience too. You are meant to be a leader and way shower, but first you have to lead and heal yourself. You have to be serious enough. And your inner child's waiting for you. Your inner child wants you. Your inner child needs you. So please do that deeper inner work. Okay? I wrote, okay, so to become so deeply connected to who you truly are is to allow purpose to naturally emerge from within you. It's not like you have to climb the mountain because you already are the mountain. You literally already are everything. But you need to remember that. You need to remember that. Your parents didn't remember that. Your grandparents didn't remember that. They weren't given the opportunity, which is why you need to do the healing work. You owe it to your family, your lineage, the people you're here to serve. They are waiting for you. Okay? If you resonate with this video and you want to heal and become your best self, reach out to me directly or check out my Trauma and Subconscious Healing course below. Okay, let me know if this was helpful. Please like and subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.